Namaskar. Welcome to Conversations with Rakesh. Here's today's question. Rakesh, you talk a lot about movies. What are the best movies to watch to boost one's confidence? What a lovely question. This word confidence, we understand it, we feel it. Uh, so, in this video, I want to talk about two parts. The first is I want us to understand why our confidence takes a beating and why we should boost it up. And the second part is my suggestions of favorite movies that I watch to boost my confidence that might help you. Confidence is like a moving scale. So, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. And every minute of our lives, every day of our lives, this scale keeps varying. Ideally, the scale should always be at a high because when we have high confidence, it impacts the way we work, the way we live, and helps us become more competent and aspire towards excellence and success. So that's how it works. It also can be dangerous that overconfidence can also lead us to a disaster, but let's not go there. Let's keep the discussion simple. Also in a corporate context, that we are working, good confidence level helps us be more productive, and hence there is a better chance of making more impact in our lives. At School of Meaningful Experiences, we work a lot on helping our learners build their confidence and sustain it because it will get butchered, it will get attacked. And there are four critical reasons I want to talk about why our confidence drops. The first is failures and rejections and criticism, which is very common in our lives. I mean, we work in a corporate, professional, entrepreneurial world, and we are submitting a work, and somebody judges that work to give us promotion, money, and there is a sequence of events that happens. If they don't like our work, they reject us. We feel that we failed. We feel criticized, and that causes a huge dip in our confidence because we start doubting ourselves. Then we start saying कि अरे यार मेरे से ये भी नहीं हो पाया. People start putting more insults on us कि तू ये भी नहीं कर सकता, तेरे को पहले कहा था. So we start doubting ourselves, which is a negative spiral which brings our confidence down to very low levels. Remember that days of failures and rejection will always increase. Success is very, very hard, once in a blue moon. So don't wait for that success to come for your confidence to go up, and that's a problem. So um, the second thing that causes a dip in failures or dip in confidence is when there is somebody we are very afraid of, we are intimidated of, a bully, a boss, a client, a member in the team who's very powerful, and anybody above us. So this position of power creates this inferiority complex, and we are afraid of these people, and because we're afraid of these people, our confidence takes a massive beating. We don't talk in front of them, they manipulate us, and that could cause a massive low dip in confidence. So that's number two. Anybody who's intimidating us, bullying us, will cause a hit in our own confidence. Number three, mental wellness issues, stress, anxiety, not having good relationships, not feeling loved, depression, and this is getting huge in the corporate world. And it impacts our confidence that when we are not happy, when we are not in the right frame of mind, it impacts the way we work, it impacts the way we think of ourselves, and it takes a massive beating on our self-esteem and self-confidence as well. So that's number three, stress, anxiety, and moods. And the final one, this feeling that I'm not good enough, which comes from comparing with each other, which is so common in the corporate world, entrepreneurial world, even students and families. When somebody gets funding, I feel, Arey, I didn't get funding, I'm not good enough. Somebody gets promoted and bought a car, oh, I did not have money to buy a car, I'm not good enough. So you feel that I'm not good enough. There is something wrong in me. If I had this big body, I would have been so good. If I had this amazing face and color, I would have been so good. If I had 2 more degrees from these Ivy Leagues, I would have got the funding. Very common. And because we keep comparing, because we have this feeling that that person is better than me, we feel I'm not good enough. And that tanks our self-confidence and self-esteem. So these four things will cause a dip in your confidence levels. So here's what I do. I go through this every day, and I have my own coping mechanism. I do watch movies. So I'm going to give you 4 movie recommendations on these 4 issues one by one so that you feel good about it. The first one, if you have a confidence issue because of a person who intimidates you and bullies you, watch this movie called Karate Kid. Brilliant movie, absolute gem. Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan. All the older versions were also good, but this one is my favorite. And because my son was very small at that time when it came, and we loved it, and we watched it again and again, when we still do sometimes. And I think the core message of the movie is that you will have somebody who bullies you, but you have to learn to stand up. And you need a teacher like Jackie Chan, a Shifu, anybody who can help you gain that skill to fight. But you have to go through the fight. It won't be pretty. You will have to get beaten up, go through that whole process, and still stand up and fight. So please remember, you will have people around you who bully you, intimidate you. Stand up for yourself. No problem if they beat you. Stand up again and hit them back. And that's Karate Kid for you. Number 2, failures and rejections. There is this lovely movie, Lagan. Lagan is about this group of people who are tortured by the Britishers, the Lagan, the tax, and the king doesn't help them. So this group of people say that, please remove the tax. And they say, okay, only when you play a game of cricket with us and if you win, which is so hard on them. And the movie then has this amazing combination of sports and failures and rejection and this feeling that I'll not give up. And despite all that, the movie ends up in this spectacular success. So it makes me feel good that here is a group of people who have nothing with them except their hard work, their faith in God. And they don't know cricket, and they play and they win. And this movie makes me feel so good. It boosts my confidence that, okay, I'll try harder. I know everything is stacked up against me, but failures and rejections will come. But I will have my faith in God. I will keep doing what I am doing. And I have my group of people with me. And together we will make it happen. So that helps me boost my confidence as well, because failures and rejections, every second of my life is full of failures and rejections. So number 3, there are times I also feel sad and depressed, and I feel very upset. And at some point of time, our mental well-being is very important. So I watch a lovely romantic movie called Notting Hill. And I chose this movie because Notting Hill has this amazing scene where everybody is talking about their misfortunes, and everybody is talking about how they feel sad and unloved. And Julia Roberts, who's this, beautiful person, talks about her lonely life, and everybody's shocked that, oh God, they all thought that she would be like so happy and so loved by others, but she doesn't. She's lonely, and that's why the connection with Hugh Grant happens at Notting Hill. And it is such a feel-good movie, and it fills my heart with love. I also have a lovely family who gives me a lot of love. But many of you who have a lonely life, watch a movie like Notting Hill. It cleans your mind. It gives you joy. It gives you happiness. And when you feel joy and happiness in your brains, your confidence lifts. You feel that I can now do something with my life. So please watch movies like Notting Hill or any other movie that gives you that boost of joy and happiness, and you will feel better so that your confidence lifts. That's number 3. And final, number 4. We all get this feeling that I'm not good enough. I don't have it in me. And there's a lovely movie called Iqbal that talks about it. Iqbal is a story of a bowler. Iqbal lives in a village, very poor place, and he's mute and he can't speak. He can't listen. So he has all the odds against him. He's physically disabled also, but he has a dream that I'll become a bowler in the Indian cricket team. And he does. And this movie always makes me feel good because it has that approach that the world would say you are not good enough. You might say you're not good enough, but there is something in you. and you have to keep trying it. You have to keep playing that cricket. You have to keep bowling, because that will take you out of that mess. Your confidence will improve when you bowl, and you have to find your tribe which will take you forward, which was there in that movie Nasiruddin Shah, his sister, and what a feel good movie. But again, please remember, Iqbal had everything stacked up against him, and we feel the same. But don't give up. Keep doing what you love doing. And that's the only way we can lift our confidence. So let me summarize the four challenges that impact our confidence negatively and the four movies. The first movie I talked about was Karate Kid. The second movie was Lagan, which teaches us how to deal with failures and rejections. The third one was Notting Hill, which helps us to be happy, find love and relationships. That's very important to lift confidence up. And the final is Iqbal, that everything will be set against you. But you've got to keep bowling, keep trying, and stay on the path. So on that note, please remember your confidence levels are important. It is impossible to keep confidence at 9 or 10 out of 10 every day. We are human beings. Confidence will fall. But then do something to bring it to some normal or high levels with movies or anything that you can do to regain that confidence. On that note, stay safe.